other things. And all the legislators feel that, I'm sure, today, because we're not quite sure we'll have any friends left in 60 days. But I can assure you of one thing: you have a friend here. That's for sure. I mean, this is a wonderful, wonderful thing, particularly as we move towards, I always hate to use the word reform, you know, because generally after reform, everything is worse than it was before when it got started. But this is a reconfiguration. It's a real opportunity. With the passage of the amendment with regard to the Constitution, it has nothing to do with setting blame or casting aspersions or anything like that. I don't look at it that way. What I look at it as an opportunity to try to get some redirection, some reformulation, some recasting of what it is we want education to do in the 21st century. That's the glory, really, I think, of our Constitution, and particularly our Hawaii Constitution, which is unique among the 50 states in terms of its sense of direction. So periodically, things change in terms of actual directional, not advice, but directional command in the Constitution. And that's what this is about, and that's why the organization formed here can be so valuable to those of us who have the responsibility of casting votes and putting into effect either the Constitution or the results of what the legislature does. I want to emphasize to you again how important this is that you're working with legislators and everybody's meeting here in a sense of community, because I intend to carry out an attitude and an idea that would seem kind of commonplace, but really hasn't been much in existence over the past 8 years, which is that the governor really is to carry out the will of the legislature. And of course I have my own ideas, and I share them, I hope, with everybody in a way that is useful and helpful in terms of the legislation that comes out. But I fully intend, after the culmination of your activity and the legislative activity, then to carry through on it. I suppose that you can get ideas about vetoes and so on. I have no intention in this area. Nobody wants to do that where education is concerned. Quite the opposite. What we want is a dialogue and a conversation to take place so that as a community we can come together. It's very difficult to argue with, and I don't expect you'll find much in the way of any argument with the mission, I don't even want to say goals here, but rather the priorities that are established here. How you put that together, obviously, or how we put it together, is going to be the key. And that's, again, why I'm very grateful that so many legislators are here and that so many of you have had this commitment over the years. Some of you are new to this in the sense of this organizational impact. Some have been involved for so many years, Karen, right, that you begin to wonder. We're coming full circle. It's like a great elliptical activity that we've been involved in. But everybody has, as their baseline then, excellence in education. That's what the WHOI is all about. So to the degree and extent, believe me, that I can be a collaborator and a cooperator and work contemporaneously with you during this legislative session to bring things to a successful conclusion in terms of how we turn our ideas for and our desire for excellence in education into legislative and budgetary realities. You can count on me to work with you in a spirit of community and a spirit that exemplifies the kind of thing that, for example, just this by way of shameless plea, that Roy and Jill and I are trying to do right now in formulating how we can all work together to make these appointments and all the rest of it work in the best possible way for the children and for our future. So I pledge that to you, and I'm extraordinarily and deeply grateful to all of you for taking the lead on this, and you can count on me to be your friend and partner. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, senators and representatives, for joining us once again. We're going to show you a brief